Hello everybody and welcome to another Minecraft Bedrock tutorial. About 2 to 3 weeks ago, Mumbo Jumbo released a video on a redstone shop. Basically, it was a mini Sahara. And ever since that video, you guys have been asking and asking and asking me to make it for Bedrock Edition. So finally, here it is. Just before we start this video, I just want to say original design credit does go to Mumbo Jumbo. But of course, I haven't copied his redstone because this is Bedrock and he made it in Java. Okay. On with the video. So here is our redstone shop. Now as you can see, it looks very similar to Mumbo's. There are a few differences, but it works pretty much the same. So all we have to do first is order our items. Now our items are in this book here. So we have one ender chest, or we can order 2 shulker boxes, 4 exceptionally good regular pistons. Would be expensive, but they are exceptionally good. We have 6 hoppers, 8 comparators, 16 observers, and so forth and so forth. So let's, for example's sake, let's get 64 redstone dust. So a whole stack of redstone dust. So all I have to do is press this button here. And now this locks, so I can't faff around with the book. Until our order has been completed. And as you can see, we can't get to the barrel yet because we haven't paid. So what I need to do is I first look in this dropper here, and it says you owe 1 diamond. So what I need to do is put a diamond in here. It has to be a diamond, it won't accept anything else. Press the button, and as you see, our barrel opens, and hopefully 64 items will be going into our barrel. But what happens if you want to order multiple items before paying? Well, with this shop, you can do that quite happily. So let's just order a few things. So for example, let's get 8 comparators. So press the button. So you can see it locks. So we can't get into our barrel, so we can't steal. And then when this is open, we can order something else. For example, let's get 4 exceptionally good regular pistons. Press the button. And now let's pay. So we see in our dropper, we have 2 bits of paper, which say you owe me 1 diamond, so obviously I owe 2 diamonds. So what I need to do, I need to put 1 diamond in here, press the button, then I need to put 1 more, press the button, and that will open our barrel. And there we are. There we are. There we are, we have our 8 comparators and 4 regular pistons. Now, you may be wondering, well, man, what does this redstone light do? That's how all of you speak. No, I'm only kidding. Now, that redstone light is actually a stock light. Now, when it is on, it means we have stock of the item which is being shown in our book. So at the moment, we have regular pistons and we have loads of those, so our stock light is on. But if we go over to sticky pistons, which I know we've got none of, our redstone lamp turns off. Isn't that cool? So neat. Now, I can't take credit for this at all. I actually saw this in a redstone shop designed by Rogue Fox. I'll put the link in the description below. And when I saw it, my mind was blown. It's such a simple little contraption, and yet it adds so much to the build. So thank you, Rogue, for letting me use it. And if you haven't subscribed to Rogue Fox, go subscribe. I mean, what are you doing with your life? Now, thank you again, Rogue. That's really kind of you. Yeah, and like I said, go check him out. Now, just 2 things before we get into this tutorial. Firstly, the amount of items it can dispense for our 1 diamond. So as you saw in our book, we have different amounts per diamond. So for per diamond, we can get 6 hoppers or 4 pistons, and so on and so on.
Now, those amounts are, you either get 1 item per diamond, 2 items, 4 items, 6 items, 8 items, and then we get 16, 32, 48, and 64. So quite a very amount of items you get, which is always good.
Now, for the moment which you've been waiting for, let's have a look at the redstone. I mean, what were you thinking? Of course it's going to be absolutely massive. It's a shop, for goodness sake. I mean, even the red coder itself is inherently large, so I couldn't make it tiny, but I think I've got it pretty small for how much it's got to do. And it works perfectly. Works 100% of the time, never breaks, and is really, really good in my own opinion. But of course, I'm a bit biased. So now you've seen the design, you've seen it working, I've rambled on for too long, let's get on with this tutorial. So to start this epic build, what we need to do is firstly work out where our lectern is going to go. So what I've done here is I've just laid out some flooring blocks like that. And our lectern is going to go here, like that. Now, if you're building this into a cave, so if you're trying to dig some blocks out, what you need to do is dig out at least 19 blocks this way, but I would dig out about 20 or 21, just give yourself a little bit of space. We need to go at least 8 blocks high, but again, I'd go about 10 blocks, again, give yourself a bit of space, and at least 1 block down, but again, I'd go 2, 3. Just give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. And the redstone fits within this area this wide, but again, I would probably knock out a few blocks to the side of this side, and a few blocks to the side this side, again, just to give yourself some wiggle room. Okay, now we've got that out of the way, what we need to do is place a block here and one up, move that one, and one more. Then we need to place a block here, like that, with a wooden, and it has to be wooden, button on it like that. Then we grab an iron trapdoor and place it like that. The reason we have to place it like that is when we press this button now, as you can see, it would cover our book. Then we can place some decoration blocks like this. Go all the way up and round and down. And now we need to place our book in our lectern. But before we place it in, we need to actually work out what our items are going to be. Now, I've already filled mine in, but I've only filled it in with numbers, as you can see. So every item you want to sell is going to be a double page. Now, you have to have 30 pages, because every item is a double page. Okay, does that make sense? So you see 1 to 2 is first item, 3 to 4 is second item, 5 to 6 third, 7 to 8 fourth, and so on and so on. Now, do not go beyond page 30. Okay, if you go beyond page 30, you're going to have to redo your book. Stick at page 30. Okay, after you've done that, we can place it in our lectern. Okay, now we're going to be making our red coder, which sounds a lot harder than it actually is. Trust me, okay? So what we need to do first is place a temporary block here and one out, and move that block, and have a comparator running away from this block here. So that comparator is comparing the lectern, okay? And now we need a 15 block line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we can just check that, because we need redstone dust on all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. Okay. And now we want to copy what I'm going to do now all the way along. So firstly, place a block here, then down, remove that block, and have a repeater coming away on 1 tick delay. Then a block, one up, remove this block, and have a torch here. Then a block on top of the torch, and a torch on top of that block. Then a block up on top of that repeater, and dust here. Then a repeater going away from that dust on top of this block into this block like that. And we want to repeat this all the way along. If you want to save resources, this last one, our 15th, does not need the block here, and also it doesn't need a repeater here, okay? So we can leave it off that one. Okay, like that. So just make sure every single one has a repeater on it, like that. All the dust is in place and all the torches. Perfect. So what this does is at the moment we have page 1, so one item. So our output is 1. If we move it over to page 3 and 4, our output is going to be 2. And that's basically what a red coder does. It's literally just translating what a comparator sees. Basically, it works. Don't worry about it. So next thing we need to do is place blocks on these torches. Like this, all the way along. Okay. And then next to these blocks, we need sticky pistons facing upward like this. Okay, and one of them should extend. So our third one is extending, so I know we're on item 3, as you can see. So I'm just going to move it back to number 1, and as you can see, our first sticky piston is extending. Now, on top of these on top of these sticky pistons, we need blocks. Whee! There you are. All along. Okay, next we want to come behind this lectern here, and on top of this block we need a repeater coming away. So this repeater is going to pick up that stone button's output, as you can see. Then we need a block here, one up, remove that block, a torch, a block on top of the torch, and then we need 2 torches, one on this side and one on this side. From this torch we need a block, torch on this side, okay, so up like that, then a block here, and one here, and one up. Okay, now towards this block we need a comparator, then another block, and another comparator on top, and we need to place blocks around like this, and 2 here. Then grab 2 more comparators and face them the other way. Then we need dust here, and 2 bits of dust here and here. Then we need to grab a sticky piston, place it like this. Then we need to grab a furnace and place it on the sticky piston, and in our furnace we need to place one of our rubbish blocks like that. Then a temporary block here, one down, move this block, and a comparator. So that comparator is going to be comparing that furnace when it moves to here. Then a block with a repeater on it on 4-tick delay, and in front of that repeater we need a sticky piston. Then a block of redstone, a block here, and some dust. So what this system does, at the moment, all it's doing is elongating the pulse, and it will close this trapdoor for a longer period of time than it should do. As you can see, it's staying, and then eventually it will open. There we are. Then we need to take a block here, and dust, a temporary block here, and then one up. Remove this block, and toward the back we need a torch. Then we need to grab 2 hoppers, and we need to place them facing to each other. But firstly, you place a temporary block here, and a hopper going toward that block. So you can see it's going toward that block. Then we can remove that block and make sure you crouch. So by holding shift or whatever you do, however you crouch in whatever console you're playing, and then right click and make sure that hopper is facing toward each other like that. And then in this hopper here, we need our second rubbish block. Then a block here, one down, and from this hopper, we need 1 comparator output like that. So after you've done that, all we need to do is come up to the top here, place a block, and an observer coming away from that comparator. So the face should be facing toward the comparator, and the dot should be going toward the back. Then a block here, and 2 down, like that. Move this block out, and block down like this. And then dust on all 3. 1, 2, 3. Then a block here, and 1 here. And a repeater here. Now the reason we have the repeater is because items on this side are less than 10. So when we pay 1 diamond, the ones on the right side are either going to be 1 item per diamond, 2 items per diamond, 4 items, 6 and 8 items per diamond. And the ones on the left, including the ones with the repeater on it, are 16, 32, 48 and 64. Now you can move this however you like, but I would do it after I show you what you need to do, otherwise it can be a little bit confusing. So after that, we need a line of blocks like this, all the way to the end, and a line of blocks like this, all the way until we reach the end where that torch is, like that. So we don't need one there. Then we need a block here, 1 here, and 1 here. And we need a repeater here, here, and here. And then dust on all of these, all the way along. And then we need observers coming away from the dust like this, again on all of them. Okay, like that. Just before we move on, I just realised I made a mistake. What you need to do is remove that repeater and have an observer there instead. Okay? And now we need droppers facing upward like this, all the way along. Okay, like that. Okay, just make sure you pay attention on this bit because it can be a little bit confusing. So what you need to do is firstly place a temporary block here and a dropper. And we want a line of droppers 6 blocks long. So 4, 5, 6. Then 2 blocks like this, and then we need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 more droppers like that. And remove these 2. Okay, you got that. So 4 space 6. Then we need an observer here and here. So just make sure you crouch when you place them. And 4 observers like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on top of these observers have blocks. Then facing down, off these blocks, have droppers facing downward. Okay, and on these 2, have droppers like this. And on this one, have a dropper like that. Okay, I know that's a little bit confusing, but trust me, it does work. Then we need a block here and one up. And going toward this block, we need a line of hoppers going all the way along. Just make sure you're crouching and placing them toward each other, and they should be all facing toward the left side like that. And then we need a line of hoppers going up like this, directly into that hopper, and one to the right. And then we need a line like this, and a line going toward that hopper. Okay, so if you need to replay that, go replay that because you want to make sure this bit is exactly right. Okay, now we've done that, we can now adjust our book. So we have our items in here. So item 1, we are going to get 1 item back from that. Item 2, again, we're going to get 1 item back. Item 3, we're going to get 2 items back. And 4 the same, so 2. Item 5, we're going to get 4. Whoops. Item 6, we're going to get 6. Item 7, we're going to get 8. Item 8, we're going to get 16. Item 9, we're going to get 16 as well. Item 10, we're going to get 32. Item 11, again, we're going to get 32. Item 12, we're going to get 48. Item 13, again, we're going to get 48. Item 14, we're going to get 64. And item 15, we're going to get 64. So you can make these look as pretty as you like as I did on my other one. So this is your item on the left, and the number on the right is how many of those items you're going to be getting. Next, we need to come over to this right-hand side, and firstly we need a block like this, and a comparator coming away from this dropper. Then we need a block here, and a repeater here. Then we need a sticky piston on the side of that repeater facing upward, and a block here. Then a temporary block, sticky piston, and a block of redstone, like that. And we need to make that all the way along. Okay, like that. So you see all along we have the box of redstone and everything like that. Okay, now we need a line of blocks like this on this side, but every time we come next to a hopper, we need a piece of glass. Like that. And on these, we need redstone dust, which I haven't picked up, which is smart. Let's just grab some from there and let's just place them like this. All along like that. Did I have this block there before? No, let's just remove it. And then a torch here. Perfect. Now, unfortunately, is quite a boring job. What you need to do is you get your book, and where you have item 1, you actually need to decide what you want to sell. So you need to actually stock your shop. So I've taken the liberty of actually just using the book I had earlier. So, for example, for my first one, we have an ender chest. Then we have a token for help. And I haven't stocked the rest yet. So, shulker boxes are our next one. So, which is this third one here. And we only have 1 dropper to fill on this one. So 2 shulker boxes, put it in there. My next one was sticky pistons. But I need to share out my sticky pistons because I have 2 droppers for this one. Because it's being dispensed by 2 droppers, not just 1, I need to make sure that they are equally shared between the 2. So our next one is pistons. So again, I need to share it. So half of them go in there and half of them go in here. And next one is hoppers. So again, I need to share. Then comparators, and again I need to share. So for example, that comparator one, I had 4 droppers all giving out the same item. So instead of just putting a stack in the bottom one, I need to put 16 in each one. So then next was observers, then dispensers, then droppers, then repeaters, then torches. So again, I'm sharing them out. So for these examples, I'm giving 64 to each. Penultimate one is redstone dust. There we are, and lastly, buttons. And actually, we can kind of test this out now. So, for example, if I go all the way out down to, let's go for stone buttons. Okay, when I press that button, this should fire 16 times, which because we have 4 droppers, they should all fire out 16 items, which obviously 4 16s are 64. So let's try that out by pressing the button. Let's hope it works. So you can see they're flashing through. Our items are going in. Now normally, what I'll do is I'll grab glass just in case some items fly out. It happens very, very rarely. It doesn't happen often, but I would just put it just in case, like that. And we should see 64 items coming into this hopper here. Which we do. Perfect. So what I need to do now is I'm just going to put my 64 items back in here. So again, just sharing them out. And there we are. Now we need to move on to the payment system. Okay, after we've done that, what I want you to do is firstly place a temporary block here, and one down, and another one. Remove this block, and have a sticky piston facing upward like that. And we need a stair block like that. And then a line of white concrete up like that. Okay. Then we need a temporary block here. And we want to place a barrel like this. So this is where our items are going to be going into. Then some more slabs like that. Then some more here. Again, a temporary block here. And a redstone lamp like that, which is inset into the wall. Now we need to grab some hoppers, and firstly crouch and place a hopper going into that barrel like that, so they're left straight into that barrel. Then a line of them up like this. Okay, and then one going from that hopper like that into there. After you've done that, place 2 bits of glass like this, and have 3 bits of dust like this. 1, 2, 3. Then we need a sticky piston here, and a block of redstone here, which should turn our light on because we have stock of the last item, as you can see. Like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Now, our last bit of redstone we need to do is our payment system, but before we actually do the redstone, we actually need to put it in place. So firstly, we need to place a dropper facing downward here. So to make sure it's facing downward, and then a block here with a stone button on it, like that. Then line of blocks like this. Some stairs here for decoration. Another block like that. Item frame and maybe a diamond to tell people that that's what you need to buy it with. You can't use dirt. Then we need a dropper facing downward off the side of that block, then a temporary block here, and a dropper facing upward like that. So they should be facing toward each other. And then lastly, place an iron trapdoor here and a stone slab here. Next, we need to grab some sort of receipt. So I've got some paper down here which says you owe 1 diamond, okay? And I've just got a stack of that like that, okay? So what I need to do is I need to put that in the top dropper. So this dropper here, and I need to put my stack in there. Okay, after that, grab a sticky piston and place it here with an observer on it with the dot facing toward the right, block here and one out. Remove that block, sticky piston facing downward here, then have an observer facing this way, so toward the left. And then lastly, place a block on top of that dropper. Okay, so every time you submit something, so yes, I want that item, one of these receipts will go into this dropper. Then we need a hopper facing downward here, and then a chest like that. And now finally we are on the last bit of redstone. So what you need to do is firstly get an immovable object and place it here, and a comparator coming away from that hopper, like that. Then 2 blocks like this with dust on them. And then we want to grab a regular piston and face it toward this obsidian on the side of this block, like that. So it should be going toward that obsidian. Then a torch here, and a block on top. In this hopper, we need 18 of your payment items, and then 4 like this. So if I add any more in there, it's going to be filtered down into our chest. Then a temporary block here, and a sticky piston with that block, and an observer like this. Then we need a slab, and place it here, and a repeater on top on 1 tick, and a block there. And ladies and gentlemen, you have finished. That's exactly everything done. Okay, so when I purchase an item, it will move one of these receipts into here. But when I pay a diamond and I press the button to submit the diamond, that piston will extend, moving the observer up to here, which will fire this receipt, which would be in here, back into our dropper at the top, which will then, in turn, open our sticky piston, which I haven't even wired up yet. Oh, we're not finished. Now here is something weird. I was just about to wire up this bottom piston the same as I have over here, and it doesn't work. Over here, I have the redstone going through the barrel, like it's a chest, like it's a transparent block. But I do it over there, and it acts like it's a solid block. I have no idea why. It doesn't matter. I can still wire it up, but I just have to wire it up slightly differently. Very strange, that. If anyone knows why, please let me know in the comment section below. Firstly, we need to remove that block and have a slab instead, like I have there. So normally, it is a block like that with dust on it, but just remove it, have a slab like that with dust on it. Then we need to place a block here, then a comparator coming away from that bottom dropper, and a repeater coming away from that comparator. Then a block in front of the repeater, like that. A block here with dust on it, like that. Then we need a sticky piston here, and a block of redstone like that. And lastly, we need some dust here. Brilliant. So when an item goes into this dropper here, we should see our sticky piston extends, and then we would take it out, our sticky piston retracts. Perfect. That made a lot more sense. Now let's test it. That was weird. Sorry about that. That really threw me, can you tell? So let's go and buy something. Let's go for 48. No, let's go for a stack. Go for a stack. Stack of redstone dust. Press the button. And we should see, we should hear it, as you can hear the clicking. And if I pay 1 diamond in here, before I press it, we can see in here we have you owe 1 diamond. Press the button, which opens up this perfectly, and we should have 64 in there. So 64 items, perfect. And let's now order multiple things at one time. So let's go 6 hoppers. So press the button. Got to pay. 1 item in there, press the button. Oh, Oh, I've removed the stairs. Don't know how I did that. There we are. And then let's... I was just about to order multiple items at one time and I paid automatically. Sticky pistons, 2 of them. Do not pay. Staying away from that. Okay, and when it's done, I'll also have 8 comparators like that. And now I can pay because in here it has 2. So you owe 1 diamond, but I have 2 slips, so I owe 2 diamonds. So 1, press the button, and 2. Press the button. Should open here, and we should have our 8, 4, and 6. Perfect. Sticky pistons, 2 of them. 2 of them, 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 2 of them. Everything's working brilliantly. Now, if you made it to the end of that video, and thankfully, this is the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video or like this design, please give us a like because I worked really hard on this. And if you really loved it, make sure you subscribe with that wonderful subscribe button for more awesome, mind-blowing content. Anyway, I will catch you all guys in the next one, and I'll see you later. Bye!